Hello, crafty buddies. It's Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. Thanks for popping in. It is 11:42 p.m. on Tuesday, October 14th, here in Wisconsin. We had a beautiful day today. Let me get my devices set up here. So I can see if anybody's joining me. And then hopefully keep up on the comments. All right, I think we're in business. Make sure I have no volume hanging out here. So, welcome. Couple of quick announcements. I always say they're going to be quick, and I do try to make them quick. So, new products, 3 new kits dropped this month. Check them out. Last chance products updated this month. Get what you want before it's gone, because once they're gone, they're not coming back. Paper Pumpkin, if you're not a subscriber, you should be. Everything you need is in the box. When you first subscribe, you even get a block. All right. There's also coordinating dies that are only available to Paper Pumpkin subscribers. Join online through my online store. Shoot me a message if you have questions. These are kind of a surprise. We get a little sneak peek, but we don't know exactly what's in the kit. All right. So Paper Pumpkin is a little different from the brown box kits that we have, that we know absolutely everything that's in them. Stampin' Up! Is doing a virtual craft class. It's going to be October 23rd, but available even after the fact because it's going to be recorded. It is $30. You can get that from me at my online store. I have ordered mine. I've joined the Facebook group. I haven't looked for any announcements because I just have not managed my time well enough to look. I am not, for those of you that are local to me, I am not having a watch party for this one because I have a private session already set up with someone from my team. So I'm going to be doing a watch party later. So if you're local to me, we can work that out too. And then this, for October 1st to the 31st. We're almost halfway through the month. This is the best deal I have ever seen Stampin' Up! Offer. Their joining offer. And don't let join throw you. We call them demonstrators. You can be a hobbyist. You can be a community coach. You can be a kitnapper. You can be a builder, a business builder. You can just be a discount diva. This is the best deal I have ever seen, as has some of my friends that have been in Stampin' Up! For a long time. $125 worth of products that you pick. Nobody picks it for you. All right, you pick your own starter kit, and you pay only $35. You get free shipping. You get a free Paper Pumpkin kit. It's going to be a non-current kit. It'll be something from the past. And then you'll get some catalogs and some other business things if you want to share them with your friends. But you basically have nothing to lose. You're getting $90 worth of free product. If you decide later that you don't want to have a discount, you don't want to have early access to products, you don't want to have special events that you can go to, that's all right. You can just be my customer, and I would be very happy with that. But this is a great offer. And then the second tier, if you wanted to order, let's say you've had your eye on something more expensive like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, that exceeds the $125 limit here. You might want to purchase it with this. All right. So with this, $90 worth of free product, you can get some of those really expensive dies, like the banner dies or the big alphabet dies that are pretty pricey. You can even get this kit for basically almost free. So we've been working on this for the last week and a half-ish, a little over a week, I guess. We might be on the ninth product. We're on the ninth. Hey, Bonnie. I think we're on the ninth project. So I'm not going to go through all the things in the kit. If you haven't seen the last few nights, go back and watch one from like the last week or so. And I show everything that's in the kit. In fact, and it's not really a kit, it's a collection. So Stampin' Up! Also gives us these recipes. So somewhere around October 8th, I think, is when I opened up the whole box. Oh, yeah, and it's not, Bonnie, it is not all my creativity, although we have, all of us kind of made a few changes that I think have been good improvements. But the design team at Stampin' Up! Has really given me some of the inspiration here, but there's so much that you can do with it. And that's the problem. I don't think pictures really do it justice. Like when I saw it, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, $99 is an awful lot. Although if you're a demonstrator, you can basically get it for like $9 because you get $90 with a free product. But you also get a discount on your future purchases. So at least 20% you would save on this if you wanted to get this as an order, if you're a demonstrator. So anyway, this is deceiving because people think this is a Christmas collection, and it is not. There is nothing Christmas aside from the top. So what Stampin' Up! I think intended was that this would make a great Christmas gift if you do gift giving for Christmas. But there is nothing inside that is Christmas. Nothing at all. It's all occasion, mostly floral. If you're not a floral person, you can also tone it down with different DSPs, but there's dies. So there's all these dies in here, and I have one of the dies out for tonight's project. And there is a stamp set. So there's just a bunch of stuff. All right. So I'm going to get this box put away. I am going to leave this out here. We are just going to do this one simple little tag tonight. I'll be here, Bonnie. I'm going to do this one simple tag. And let me get my sample back on my screen so I can see it a little bit bigger. Now this tag is intended to go on a gift box. And I think they've stamped, hello, Nicole, welcome. I think they've used I'm guessing they used the masks, the decorative masks to do that box top. And maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But I have a class tomorrow and I'm only about halfway prepared for it. So, I need to not be on here for 2 hours tonight or an hour and a half. I'm hoping it'll go a little quicker tonight so that I can finish prepping a little bit more for my class for tomorrow. I've got a lot of it done, but not enough that I want to go to bed before I have it done. So we're going to do this quick tag. I'm not going to do the box. Maybe I'll do the box tomorrow. But basically, let me zoom in a little bit. Maybe. There we go. So you can kind of see what's going on. The recipes that I have here, if you're not a demonstrator, these are only available to demonstrators. All right. So you would need to ask your demonstrator for these recipes if you have the kit. Otherwise, as a demonstrator, you can find them in our print lab. So we're going to be doing a little fussy cutting with that sentiment. So because that is so much my favorite thing, I think we're going to do that right away. We're going to get that out of the way. How are you tonight, Nicole? Did you have a good day, or is it morning by you? All right. So the sample shows that they're just saying for someone special, but it says here for someone extra special. So I'm just going to, I could have masked off of that and stamped a couple of times, but I kind of wanted everything to stay straight. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave the extra special on there. And we're going to fussy cut this out. And we'll get my most favorite part of the project done right off the bat, because anybody who's been here before knows what I really think of fussy cutting. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just I'd rather use a punch or die, because I like the quicker results. Lunchtime. Yeah, all right. So you're on Wednesday already. Lunchtime Wednesday. I had to think a minute because I was thinking, oh yeah, wait a minute. I think Nicole's from Australia. So how's your morning been? All right, almost done. I know this is kind of the boring part. But so I'm going to follow the sample. All right, done. All right, so then the next thing is we've got this designer series paper from the collection. These designer series papers are just one-sided. And I'm going to go ahead, I think, and just make this, oh, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and make it 3 inches. I'm just going to cut this in half. Because again, these recipes don't give us measurements. They just give us the idea and what we need, the supplies basically. All right. Now, we also have this piece from the collection, and this is an embossed piece. It's just got all kinds of just white flowers on. I'm going to cut this down. This is 3 by 4, and I'm going to cut it down to 2 by 4. And then I'll just hang on to that other little piece. Juju, welcome. All right, so we've got that. And then we are going to have this circle ephemera piece. That's going to go on the tag just kind of like so. I guess my sample shows these things all the way to the side and then the circle kind of hanging off the side. And then this little floral and sprig wreath. So there's like a daisy on there and tulips on there. And my directions have this ink blended with green. Yeah, the sample's a guide only. Go off-road as much as you want. Yeah. So let's see. The sample shows this is like blending brush with the old olive. But I wonder if I want to just try to do maybe some, maybe we'll do some water painting instead. I know this isn't watercolor paper, but I think I might like that better. Oh, and look at this. I have a circle left over from the other day. This might be pretty. It's from this collection too. We had these other circles, remember? I'm trying to think what that... Oh, that was there was like a peek through. I kind of like this blue on here. So we'll have to decide if we want the blue or the white. I'm thinking the blue. But this then, I think maybe we'll just do a little, with my Wink of Stella, my empty Wink of Stella. We'll do some coloring on here, and I think we'll do maybe some Pretty in Pink, some Daffodil Delight, and I'll get the Misty Moonlight hang on. What other color did I need? Pretty in pink. All right, so let's just give this a whirl. I think we'll go ahead and do the branch. Yeah, I kind of like the blue too. We'll kind of do the branch here in green because branches to me are usually green. Normally I would do a circular motion as I'm using my blending brushes, but because this is already die cut, I don't want to bend or break it. So I'm just kind of using a straight brush stroke on it. So I think that's good. And then let's do the yellow first, the Daffodil Delight. And I'm gonna get just a big block here. And I'm gonna just put some of the Daffodil Delight, I should move that up. I just put some of the ink on here. And let me get a little cup of water. I love having a sink in my crafting space. All right, so that we'll put over there. So we are going to add a little bit of water here. And we're gonna do just a couple of the flowers, I think, with the yellow. We'll have time to let this dry. So because this is an old Wink of Stella, it's all shimmery. You probably can't see that, but trust me, it's shimmery. I'm gonna do a couple of tulips here in yellow. And then we'll go to a different color. All right, we can oh, I need the green out. So let's do the Pretty in Pink next. And I don't want to add too much water to this because I'm going to lose the shimmer. And I don't want to lose all the shimmer because that's kind of what makes it pretty. But I think this is better. The sample shows it all in green. I don't know if you can see that, but the sample shows that whole wreath is in green with a couple of little embellishments on it. So I think I like it in color better. All right, and now we can do the green because I think I have all the flower pieces. All right. That's a pretty vibrant green. That looks like spring. Nicole, this would be perfect for you. It's fall by us, but it was still nice and warm today, sunny. My chickens were happy. They got to play outside for a while. Juju, how are you today? How was your work day? Bonnie, I didn't ask how your day was either because you, a little blah. Choo-choo, sorry about that. All right, so this can just go over the sink. And that's ready to have a little bit more glimmer next time. Better after your live? Yeah, I didn't catch your live at all tonight. I was prepping. I've got my coffee and a card class tomorrow. All right, so this I'm just gonna kind of let hang out here and dry. And then we have to decide if we want, oops, this is a little wet. There is a little strip that goes across here, if you can see it. I've got green fingernails. There's a little strip that goes here under our little rainbow piece that I have to cut out. And the recipe calls for basic beige. And we know I'm not a real big fan of basic beige because I don't see any basic beige in here. So I pulled out some Pretty in Pink, I think, which would coordinate with that and the flowers, or some Daffodil Delight. Now, keep in mind, if we're going to be doing the blue, what do you think we should use? Pretty in Pink or Daffodil Delight? And I'm going to cut out our little rainbow. Now with the rainbow, this is Flirty Flamingo. I put adhesive sheet on the back with all these little pieces. I'm remembering a little bit better that I need to do the adhesive sheets because it just makes my life easier. So if you do lots of little cuts and don't have adhesive sheets, you might want to get some. I don't know if Bonnie's back yet. Oh yeah, she is. Never mind. Disregard. I missed some of the comments. All right, and this is my boho blue mini. We can't get this anymore, but this was one of the join items a while back. One of the bonus items. All right, so the other thing we're going to have is some twine, because we're going to put a hole in the top of there. So I'm just going to cut off a strand of this so I can get this out of the way. And these embossed sheets, this flower sheet that's embossed, there's only two styles. So there's one that's got the bigger flowers, and then there's three, I think there's 3 cards of that, and then there's the one with the little, like daisies or posies or something. So there's 3 of those also. We could probably have used that one too. I might like that one better. Big flowers or little flowers? We'll have another little choice out here. And this little, the wreath ephemera piece, beige. Yeah, my ceiling, like in my living room, is actually pistachio. It's a very, very light green that goes with the fabric on my love seat and our oversized chair. This is almost dry. So maybe I should stick with the little flowers, because there's little flowers on that wreath. And this is the little ephemera pack that came in the collection too, that's got I think 3 wreaths and a bunch of different foliage pieces in those few circles. So we're doing the blue circle. And I'll get these other things out of the way. And then I also, the tag shows it just squared off, and I'm not really a fan of the squared corners. I would rather have them rounded, and unfortunately Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell a corner rounder punch anymore, so sorry, I'm using this one because I won't get rid of it. This was like a trifecta punch because it had 3 different things on it. That was a pretty nice punch. And I suppose I could have maybe doubled this so it's a little heavier. We'll see. I can always add it on later. All right, so I think the yellow would be good too, because it just is nice and bright. So we're just going to do a thin strip of the yellow. Maybe about 3/8. Now we'll go a 1/2 inch. We can always make it smaller. And then the sample shows it a little wider than this. So I've got that at 2. So we'll make that go to about 3. The flower embossing, or what flowers are you talking about, Nicole? All right, this is gonna go on here. I really like it with the blue. Juju, you missed it. I fussy cut. And I tried to say it was my most favorite thing to do in the world. Oh, I guess that doesn't go on there yet, because this rainbow has to go on here. Oh, the ones I colored, aren't those cute? I think it's a lot better than, if you can see that. I mean, that's just green. So I think having the flowers on there colorized does make it more fun. All right, so this piece I'm going to put up on dimensionals. Let's just go ahead and get some of that going here. And yeah, it kind of shows it kind of in the middle-ish. I'm going to put a little border on there because I just like that pop of color. And then we're going to have our little rainbow on here with these. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these because this feels dry enough now. I'm going to move this over here. Maybe I should put it on my silicone mat. Nicole, were you the one who suggested that I get a silicone basting brush for my glue? And I couldn't find one. I finally found one. So here I'm gonna go ahead and dab some glue on here. And I don't want it to go all the way to the outer edges because that circle only appears to be on the inside. Yeah, I had been looking for one, and wouldn't you know, my husband and I went shopping like the day after that one, and we found one. And I had been looking and looking and looking. So you must have brought good luck to my basting brush search. And then I cut off, I don't know, I guess that's a 1/2 inch. I cut everything longer than a 1/2 inch off. All right. So that's pretty good. So this is going to go on here now. And again, they've got this wreath kind of going off to the side. So let's go ahead and we'll just put glue. Well, that's a good suggestion to be guilty of. And it's not like I hadn't been looking for one, but I just needed the extra luck, I guess. All right, so let's just put that there. We're just going to have a little bit of that gift tag hanging off the edge. And then I think I should look and see if this hole punch assortment is still available. I don't remember when it came out. Let me look up this number. 165. Yes. So these are available, and this has just a slot. Oh, maybe I want this one instead, because it's got like the little notched thing, or there's just a little circle punch too. Oh, I could have used this last night for, or the night before for the banners. That would have been easy. So this one, let's just, that looks about like it's in the middle. All right, so there's that done. All right, and then let's put our little rainbow on here. Now again, I put the adhesive sheet on here so I wouldn't have to worry about the glue. It actually kind of shows the rainbow kind of in the middle. All right, we'll do that. And then we've got our little greenery piece. And I think we're going to kind of affix that to the back of here. I'm going to put a little glue on here. In fact, I could have used Bonnie's suggestion with putting glue on my hand. We'll put that there. That's fine. Oh, pull this back up. I forgot to put our little yellow strip on here. For that extra little pop of color. I don't know, does that rainbow look crooked to you? I don't know if I can peel that up or not. Yes, I didn't push it down super hard. So let's just put this on. It looked just a little bit crooked to me. All right. And then we can glue this on. And I'm just going to put kind of the glue in the middle. And now that's crooked. There we go. And then I think we'll put a little mini dimensional under there. just to hold that up. Maybe one under the back of that leaf too. I think I need to cut that one in half. Well, I kind of had my desk clean before I started. Good for you, though. All right, so there's that. And then we need to put some of these little shimmer flowers on here. Let's pull. Oh, maybe I'll put it here so we can see better. So these are the little shimmer elements. They're going to be real fun to put on, I'm sure. And that just shows them kind of randomly around here. So we'll just see if I can get some glue. Oh yeah, there we go. We'll just randomly put some on here. So that's 7. Let's see how that looks. I need to get my take your pick tool, I think, to help take those off. Well, there's some just little discs too that are pretty cute. So these will be nice and shimmery. Hopefully my head's not in the viewfinder here. Let's find another disc. Got a little hexagon hanging on there. Oh, for goodness sakes. All right, so I think I have an odd number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that enough, or should I put a couple more up there? So you got your desk clean, Juju, just in time to get it messy again? That's kind of what I do. 2 more, why not? I agree. Why not? Oh, there's a, I wonder if this heart would stick. That's kind of cute. I mean, the tag does say for someone very special or extra special. We'll do a couple of hearts. If those don't stay, I'll roll up some glue dots. And then let's just go ahead. I'm going to get some ribbon too, I think. Maybe I should do several. What do you think? What would be our ribbon of choice? Maybe the blue though, because that'll go with the twine. Although, there is the pretty and pink twine also that would go with this. All right, so pink or blue ribbon? What do we think? Yeah, it is nice to start out with a clean desk. Pink. I have one vote for pink. Pink. And that would go with the rainbow on there too. The little rainbow postage stamp there. This might not have been the best idea. If I would have used colored paper, I could have just funneled them in there, but that's all right. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? I made my own challenge here. Some of those are just going in the garbage because they're itty bitty. Couple of wayward stars, and I think we're good to go. All right, pink it is. I'm not sure how my ribbon came out of my little tamer here. Let's see if I can get it put back in there. Yeah, sometimes I think these ribbon tamers are a really good idea, and then other times they're an awful lot of trouble. All right. It complied. So if we'll do this. Now I always put my fold in my slots from the front so that I have the nice finished edge showing on the front. This one doesn't quite want to lay how I wanted it to. So let's just do something else here for a second. I'm going to put it through like this, kind of like a little cancer ribbon thing. We'll try this again. Now it'll work. And here we can make a little bow maybe. We'll see how that looks. Maybe that's going to look silly. I might have to wrap it all through together. That probably looks a little silly. All right, we'll do this a different way. I won't put the fold through like that. I'll just put it through this way. And then when I tie a bow on, it'll look better. You saw a hack with Pringles tin for storing ribbon rolls? Cut a 1 centimeter slip all the way down. Insert the roll with the ribbon tail hanging out of the slot. And I like the concept of that. I used to have a ribbon holder like that where there was like a rod through it, and then it had clips on it, and then there was a foam piece so that the ribbon fed out from underneath so that they wouldn't unroll. And it was great until you needed to empty out the empty roll. And then you had to take like, however many off from the end there were in order to get your ribbon roll out. And of course, since I had mine all like color coordinated, it made me a little crazy if there were odd colors in the middle, It's a good concept though. I know I saw something like that, similar to that for, I think they used paper towel rolls to put like on your Christmas wrap, to keep your Christmas wrap from unrolling. I thought that was kind of a fun idea. All right, so here's a cute little tag. Maybe I'll make the box tomorrow. So there's our sample, and there's our finished product. Of course, I like ours better because we worked on it together. So, looks pretty similar. We didn't do a whole lot of different things, but we colored the flowers. We did the sentiment with the whole thing on there. We changed the background piece here. Oh, that was something else. There were a couple of embellishments on the edges of that. I almost forgot. So let's do 11 embellishments. Hello, Tanya. Sorry, I almost missed you. Welcome. Put a couple more on there. Let's see if I can just pull these out of the package. There we go. All right. There, that made it. I think those extra little flowers there did it justice. All right, so here we go. Case and Stampin' Up again. So maybe I'll do the box tomorrow because I think they did the decorative masks there, but they did it in the pinks instead of the blues. And we'll wrap some ribbon on there and we'll make a cute little box. Maybe we'll do it this time where the base of the box is taller so that some of the box hangs out. I think that'll be fun. All right, so that's that. Now, I am going to pull up the box that I got today. It's a tag. You could easily turn it into a card, but it's actually a tag. So it's on this little picture doesn't really show us really well, but this is actually a box, like a gift box under here, and then the tag is on it. So I just did the tag, and I even wrote tag on here for myself so that it would be a nice reminder later. Dimensionals, glue. Oh, they spritzed something. Oh, maybe they spritzed on these flowers too. Oh well. Yep, like a gift tag, exactly. Exactly. All right, so I'm going to get that out of the way. Get my stamp put away here. And then I'm going to pull over the little brown box I got today on my porch from the UPS guy. I think it came UPS. Oh, a journaling tag. That would, yeah, that would work, especially since it's blank on the back. This is not two-sided designer series paper. Or you could make another one the same size and just have 2 tags and just lift it up for your journaling. That would work. Fun idea. All right. Let's see what I got. And then I should probably not have my address out here for any of the riffraff that wants to check out my video later, huh? But they probably already saw it. All right. So let's go ahead and open this and see what I got. And a little slicer. I did not even open this up yet to see what was in it. Bubble wrap. Granddaughter will love that. All right, let's move my camera back a little bit, huh? There, I think that'll work. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna actually cut off the wings. Maybe. There we go. There we go. A little bit better. All right, so let's see what I got here. We have the Light and Wonder dies. So that goes with the Lights of Aurora DSP. When I first saw this, I think I was at On Stage earlier this year, and we get to see, when we go to some of these Stampin' Up! Events, we get to see some of the new products coming up, which is always fun. You got Happy Mail today? Ooh. A treat box, like a grave. A grave top, like a casket or something else. So we are going to see how it looks. So when we were at On Stage, I'm pretty sure On Stage is where they demonstrated this for us. Some of their projects were just incredible. And I thought at the time, oh, I'm gonna get that. And then there was so much other stuff that I saw that I liked. It's like, oh, I don't know if I'll use this. So let's take a look at this. I'm gonna have to make one of my little boxes for this. So there are looks like 6 designs maybe. 8 sheets of each. Why don't I just take this out of here? All right, so there's one with the front, and the back is just kind of like a sky. Oh, how fun is that? I like boxes like that. That one's pretty too. And the way they did this, they actually used chalks. So the concept artists use chalk to do this, and then they photograph their work and they turn it into the paper. So Stampin' Up! A lot of times will share with us videos of like behind the scenes stuff. So I thought this was really cool that they did chalks. And I'm not sure how they did the other side. I don't remember seeing that part. I only remember seeing this part. So that's pretty. And the friend of our daughter has a nursing contract. Well, she's a nurse practitioner in Alaska. So when she's been flying back to Alaska from her stops back home, she's been able to see the Northern Lights. I've seen them once. So, like a tombstone, it slides back to reveal the tree or the body or skeleton if it's a trick. Oh, that's fun. Very fun. All right, so I think these are really pretty. And I saw some things that weren't, oh, I think this one might be my favorite. And that's just dark, 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 dark. Interesting. So there are some like inflections of color in there, but it's really dark. Those are quite pretty. All right, so you can see when I first get mine, I slice my paper. Well, if I can get it back in here, we'll see. I slice my paper all the way on one side. And, oh, you have it already, Nicole? I've seen some things with it all. So I slice it usually on the left because I'm left-handed, but then I do it so when I flip it over, the title and everything is right side up. But what I'll end up doing with this is making one of my holders so that I can just not have to fight with the plastic. I'll do one of these. And I did a tutorial on those, I don't know, like back in April, like April 23rd or something. All right, so let's see what these dies look like. All right, so there's 9 dies. I'm gonna go ahead and put 9 on here. So we've got clouds, we've got trees, more trees. This, I think, I've seen a couple of projects with this done with black cardstock. More cloud, kind of some mountain stuff and mountain tops maybe. So I wonder if that would go, I guess it'll just go like that and make some color variations. These will be fun to play with. So I will probably case my first project so that I can get some creative ideas going. All right, so there's that. And that again is the Lights of Aurora. And the dies are called Light and Wonder dies. And here's the sentiments that go with the light and wonder. So some script and then some just block letters. And you should be able to see some of those sentiments on there. I'm not going to read them all off. All right. Then we have some new ribbon. This is like a chevron. It's called chevron ribbon. I think that might be garden green. Garden green and white. Oh, and I have some of this. This is the balmy blue. Here's this ribbon. So it's really, it's wide. Oh, no worries, Bonnie. So it's wide, but it's so thin, and then it's got such a nice shimmer to it. It ties pretty nicely. Whoops. It ties pretty nicely. And I imagine if I did it with my little bow maker, it would make it even more neat. So this ribbon is really pretty. Hopefully you can see this. Well, we wondered what happened to you, Bonnie. I might even mention, did we lose Bonnie? I don't remember. But that's all right. All right, so we got that ribbon. And then these are some flat, earthy matte dots, and they're flat-ish. All right, and when I get my embellishments, again, I open up the adhesive flap and then I slice the side and then I seal it back up again so that I don't have to fight with the adhesive. And then I can just slide it out the side of the package. And since I store them like this, they don't fall out anywhere because I don't go from side to side. So it looks like there's red early espresso, and then this might be cloud cover or maybe a balmy blue. But those are fun. They're pretty thin. I don't know if you can see how thin they are. They're really thin. So these should mail really nicely. All right. Creative Haven dies. And then Creative Haven photopolymer set. So this is the new packaging. Put powder on the adhesive so it won't stick. Oh, yeah. And see, I don't... So it doesn't stick at all then, right? You just have the flap kind of loose on there. I like to slice mine, so yeah, whatever works. All right, so this is the new packaging. So everything after November for sure, any new products are going to have this new packaging. Photopolymer are the only Stampin' Up's going to have. The red rubber ones are bye-bye. So we are looking at 5 5/8 by 6 by 9 inches ish. So I just ordered some new magnetic sheets from Stampin' Storage, these hard ones. I ordered one, no, I think I ordered 2 packages of them that are the new size. So if I have a class, I can put them on there. I'm still going to use my register covers that I get from the hardware store for just my normal ones. But if I have a class, I like to put any dies that we're using on the hard one, the hard magnet sheet, just because it's more sturdy. So this is nice. We're going back to just, well, I shouldn't even say going back to, the older envelopes that Stampin' Up! Actually had 2 slits. So the flap would kind of go in and then come back out. I like this better. There's just a single flap on here. And then the dies have artwork. The dies have never had artwork before, so that's something new. And then there's no artwork for the stamps. All right, so this is basically your artwork. So if you're not sure where your stamps are going to go, what I have seen some people do is you're probably going to want to use StazOn, because it's going to, well, you wouldn't have to. If you just used the Memento Black and put another piece of cardstock inside, because this is slick paper, so you'd have to use StazOn for this. But if you wanted to stamp, you know, just take off the backing, ink it up. Maybe I should just do one of these and just see how well it works. What do I do with my ruler? Oh, here it is. So if we've got 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. Let me get a piece of cardstock. So 4 1/8 by 6 1/8 Always condition your stamps when you first get them. You shouldn't have any problems stamping. No, I wasn't thinking about stamping. It was more putting them back on your packaging so that you know if you have all of your stamps. So on here, Stampin' Up! Used to put the images on the acetate, remember? You could also laminate the image. Well, the problem with that, though, is that this image doesn't match. But laminating the image, I mean, that would work. You could laminate the image part of the paper to place your stamps on. Oh, I get it. Yeah, you could certainly do that. But what I'm thinking is, I'm just going to take that backing off. Let me get some Memento ink. I'm going to ink this all up. Right, you'll save the acetate. Oh, you don't care how they go on? I care because sometimes if I'm using multiple stamp sets, at a glance, I will look at my acetate sheets to see what's missing. Like if I'm doing a class. And I should have done some Versamark on here, but my Versamark is packed for tomorrow's class already. Whoops, I'm making a mess here. Hang on just a second, because I'm going to go to a flatter space. And we're going to start over. Everything's fallen. All right, so usually when I get my photopolymer stamps, yes, Bonnie, I do usually rub them, but I'll also put Versamark on to just kind of give them some stickiness, and I'll just let that set. We'll see if this works. They're feeling pretty sticky now. And hopefully I don't have paper towel shards in here. What was I saying? But I'll put Versamark on them. If I just rub them with my hands are always so dry. The eraser is a good idea as well. Some people use a very fine emery board. We'll see how this works. Some of it's not catching on here. I need my Pearson mat. Well, at least we'll kind of get the idea. I'm coming back over. So if I have this pretty well inked up, yeah, I personally wouldn't use an emery board, but I have had people that have said that's what they use. And I don't know if they use the glass emery boards. So there's just a little piece on here that doesn't want to grab my ink. All right, but then if we just put this paper on top of here, what did I do with my brayer? then you kind of would have an idea where your stamps have to go. All right, so if you had your acetate down here, then you could put this inside your case. And then you would know what your stamps are, how they fit most advantageously on your acetate. Yep, putting on your clothes. It's just if you don't want fibers on there. Everybody does. Those that are, you know, aware of it have their method. Okay. So I will probably decide later what I want to do. Because this would certainly work. You know, having the piece of cardstock in here, you could just use a little piece of seal. I would want this stamped nicer, but at least then you know exactly how they are on your acetate and how they're going to fit. So I'll leave that in here for now. A little experiment. But this is the new packaging. And then it's nice to have, I like how that flap goes in there nice and easily. Yep. Everybody's got their own ways. And then here's the dies. So the card is still sized like the old cards pretty much, but the packaging is bigger. And I'm curious why they made the change, unless there's like a standard size that maybe this kind of envelope was more economical to get now than smaller ones. I don't know. This looks like it could be a door to me. Interesting. All right, so Creative Haven dies. Creative Haven, I got the whole suite of this one. And I'm trying to remember what it all had in it. I think these are from that. Oh, these are my Abundant Joy. These are from the Paper Pumpkin kit. Oh yeah, the floral bundle and then the sunflower. Absolutely. All right, now since this is a Paper Pumpkin add-on, I put the quarter, the months that are included in here. And what I'll do is I'll cut this. So if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you're missing out. So there's Joy, little foliage things, kind of like a, I don't know if that's like a snowflake-ish sort of thing, and a tag. So the dies coordinate with each of the 3 months of Paper Pumpkin. Oh, I had that in there right the first time, I guess. No, I didn't. This way. So I will just have this like this, and I'll label it that this is October, November, December of 2025. All right. Let's see what else we got. So these are frosted iridescent dies. These look like some I already have. Maybe I shouldn't slice it because maybe I'll end up giving these away as a little bonus. I might already have these. All right, and then I got, I thought I got 2 packages of these, but maybe I only got 1. So the Stampin' Die organizers, there's 10, looks like 10 in the package. So that's just the new packaging so that I have some available. I am not going to convert all of my old sets to the new packaging. I know a lot of people have been talking about how expensive it's going to be to convert all their things. Well, I'm not converting mine. It just seems like an unnecessary expense of time and energy. All right, so this is the Nutcracker Tags kit. So you know where you can go to look to see what your order is, right, Bonnie? I a lot of times forget, and then it's just fun when I open up the box because it's like, oh yeah, I remember that now. So these are the little Nutcracker tags. And I wasn't going to get these because I'm really not that into Nutcrackers. But my team leader did these as like name tags for her place settings when she had a like a mini retreat recently, and they were really, really cute. So this is not a stamping set because you didn't get a stamp with it. You didn't get a block. So everything, these are all laser cut sentiments and shapes to put them together. She swore it was really cute, so we'll see. We'll see. And then this is the Remembering Christmas kit. This is like a book. I'm going to open this just because I'm curious to open it. So Bonnie, you're saying the old way you like better, like the DVD cases? Yeah, Bonnie, I noticed with some of your pictures, I'm just reading some of those past comments, that spring and Easter are your favorite holiday, or Easter's your favorite holiday. So the pastels, I noticed a lot of your projects have the pastels in them. All right, so, ooh, this is like a pocket page. And, oh, that's cute. So that's got the little house shape on it. That's a little trifold thing. A Christmas tree. So this is like to make a journal for the holiday. That's cute. There's some dots on the inside of there. These are all laser cut. These are stickers. So we've got rectangle, scalloped, just a strip. These are all stickers. These are a couple little pockets that are laser cut. More stickers. Oh yeah, all these letters. Well, I saw lots of the unicorns and pinks in a couple of your pictures. I don't remember if your gingerbread house was one of the first ones you sent me, but one of the first ones you sent me, there were a lot of pastels in there. So here's some alphabet stickers and some labels. These are all laser cut. These are laser cut strips. These are stickers. Maybe I should not go quite so fast. So we've got gingerbread guys, partially eaten, the reindeer, turkey. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. No gifts and lots of good food. Right up my alley. My husband said he married me because I'm a good eater. I love these little lights. So these are stickers too. Carrot for the reindeer. Those are very cute. More little pocket elements. You collect unicorns. 45 years you've been collecting them, huh? I collect camels. Back before like 1980-ish, my mother-in-law had, these are more stickers. And these are multiple languages. So I see traditions. Magic. Instance. Ho, ho, ho. So this is a lot of A lot of just different languages. Interesting. More letters that are stickers, some special characters, more laser cuts, more stickers to make banners. The unicorn and the crown on my name, they call me Unicorn Queen. Yes. Yes. Oh, here's our, I get it now. So, let's back up here a second. All right, so because this is a kit and it's global, there are 3 sheets, probably at least 3 sheets of various languages. So here's the English. So we've got 'Tis the Season, Traditions, Remembering Christmas, Oh Christmas Tree, Baking Memories, just a whole bunch of them. And then these are the other languages. So, you know, ho, ho, ho would work for everybody. And then if you know what it means, like holly jolly, you could use similar phrases, I suppose, in another language. Oh, that makes me feel better now. More stickers, letters in a different color. These are stickers as well. So these are like little label journaling sheets. And here's the book. All right. So this book has these elastic bands in it. So with these pages, you would basically put this in here like so, and then do your whatever decorations you want. So then you've got your pocket page in here already, and then, you know, whatever order you want these in, you would just go ahead and put more in there. So like here, depending on how many pages there are, you only have 2 strips, two bands. So you would have alternating page colors. So that's pretty cool. I got it just so I could kind of see and